Being 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bosbus.
Here.
Commissioner Baker.
Here.
Commissioner Collins.
Here.
Commissioner Gary.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner Talentino.
Here.
Commissioner Twardy.
Here.
Okay, we're all here. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Okay, thank you very much. I would ask those with cell phones, if you would please put them on vibrate or silence them. By turning them off, we would appreciate it. Thank you. Item B is the proclamations and recognitions, and having none tonight, we'll move on to item number C, public comment on scheduled agenda items. Any person may speak on an agenda item, not to exceed 3 minutes per person. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on an agenda item tonight? We have a couple folks. Okay. If you'd like to identify which item, Jim, we'd appreciate it.
I didn't get time to see the agenda, so I'm not sure what the items are.
Oh,
I may want to.
okay, you may, okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I just got the agenda.
Ma'am?
No, thank you.
Oh, do you have it?
Thanks for the consideration.
Did you get that, Jim?
He doesn't want to.
Oh, he doesn't want to, oh, don't, okay.
No need.
Okay, thanks. Ma'am?
I'll be speaking on behalf of the Chippewa County Family Project.
Okay, and could you have your name, please?
Julia Antonison.
Okay. When we get to that item, we'll call on you.
I'm sorry?
When we get to that item, we'll call on you, okay?
That's public comment.
Under public comment.
At the end of the meeting.
Oh, she wants to speak at the end of the meeting? Oh, you don't have, if you want to speak at the end of the meeting, you don't have to identify yourself at this point. This is on the agenda items, other than the public comment time, okay? So we just didn't want to miss anybody when we get to an item. When the commission starts speaking, we'll give you an opportunity to speak on one of the agenda items. But the public comment time, you can speak at any time at that point, okay? And we know Fan is here and you're already on the agenda, okay? Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, thank you very much. Item D is the consent agenda, and Deputy City Clerk Jen.
Item 1 under consent agenda, approval of City Commission meeting minutes of July 1st, 2019. Item 2, acceptance of the Airport Advisory Board meeting minutes of June 13th, 2019. Item 3, acceptance of the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority meeting minutes of June 11th, 2019. Item 4, acceptance of the Downtown Development Authority meeting minutes of April 10th, April 30th, May 8th, May 28th, and June 12th of 2019. Item 5, acceptance of the Economic Development Corporation meeting minutes of June 11th, 2019. Item 6, acceptance of Police and Fire Pension Board meeting minutes of May 8th, 2019. Item 7, approval of a private use agreement with the Bird's Eye Outfitters LLC for a sidewalk cafe. Item 8, approval of consent agenda items.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a commissioner that would like a item further explained? Commissioner, I'm sorry. Sure, go ahead.
Not really explained. I just had a question for the EDC, the rocket manufacturing, the CCEDC. I just wanted to see if maybe somebody could give me a brief explanation of exactly what that is. That's,
Okay.
Director Olson had
Okay.
made some comments about it.
Acting City Manager?
I would call EDC Director Jeff Holt to address the commission.
Okay. Evening, Jeff. Did you
Good
hear
evening,
the
Mayor,
question?
Commission.
Did you hear the question?
I did not.
Commissioner Collins would like to have just an explanation of what that rocket manufacturing is all about.
That's an initiative that's spearheaded by the Chippewa County Economic Development Corporation, and they have applied for the rights to host the rocket initiative, and the proper name escapes me at this point, but Kinross, K.I. Sawyer, and a few other spots are the finalists in Michigan, and they hope to be selected as a host of this launch site, if you will. I don't know a whole lot about it, but what I've been told is that the the launch, they specify rural areas for obvious reasons, and it's close to water and rail and expressway, which in our world, that's fits perfectly for us. The elected officials in Michigan would like Kinross and K.I. Sawyer to partner, to join forces, if you will, and have part of each operation active in this process. But I don't know how that'll work, but I think they're trying to make the best of both locations in the UP. So ideally, it would be in Kinross, but if not, the UP would be great. So,
Just a little more information too, it's a tremendous opportunity for the area because you're talking additional jobs, high-tech jobs.
Right.
And we have understand that Kinchlow has all the parameters for a site. I mean, we meet all the criteria, so hopefully that's the one selected.
right. If you'd like, Commissioner Collins, I could have Chris Olson from the Chippewa County EDC contact you if you'd like more specifics.
That'd be great.
Okay, I'll have him give you
And
a
he
call.
might make a presentation to the commission if it's something that he can do. I'm not sure how far along it is and.
I can ask if you'd like. Sure.
We'd like to know, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Twardy.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Boswis?
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item 1, under special orders of business, appointment of Economic Development Corporation Liaison.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Baker has expressed a desire, because of her commitments on Tuesday evening, she's been unable to make the EDC meeting, so she's asking to come off of that committee, and we certainly thank her for the participation that you've been able to do, but you're on a number of other committees, and we appreciate that also. I have been contacted by Commissioner Miller, who would like to take over that position as a liaison, so we need a motion from the commission. Commissioner Talentino?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to recommend Shane Miller to the EDC Board.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approve, same sign. Opposed, same sign. Excuse me. Commissioner Miller?
I'd like to thank Commissioner Baker for her time on the board, and thank you for the opportunity for me being on there now. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yep, yep.
Commissioner Collins?
Oh, no, we just have voice vote, I'm sorry. Kind of messed you up. Okay.
Under communications, item 1. From Families Against Narcotics, presentation on the fiscal year 2019 rural response to the opioid epidemic.
Okay, thank you. Acting City Manager Troyer.
Lynn Farquest has requested to present to the City Commission, presenting a presentation on the rural response to the opioid epidemic.
Great, okay. Sure. Is the microphone on, Lynn?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so. Can you hear me?
yes, and that's for the folks listening at home also.
Okay, all right. Well, on behalf of FAN of Chippewa County, I'd like to thank the mayor and all of you for having us here and listening to us tonight, listening to our request. I'm the secretary for the local FAN chapter here. Judge Fabry couldn't be here. She's in Washington, D.C. right now at a national drug court conference, and Judge Blubaugh was busy with work obligations. So I've been working most closely with Judge Davis toward getting this grant for the EUP, and well, ultimately for all of the UP. So you got to listen to me explain things a little bit here. So Judge Davis did say she's available if you would like to call during the meeting or after the meeting, anytime at all. She said she's willing to answer any questions at all. There are actually several things that I'd like to present. We have new flyers for FAN. We changed our date, place, and time, so these flyers reflect that. I'll pass these around and then pass them to the audience. And if anybody would like more for their place of business, or if you have another place to put flyers out, just contact me. I'm more than happy to get those for you. We would also like to invite you and everybody in the audience to visit our Facebook page. You can find out what FAN's doing, and there are different interesting articles about substance use disorder, about recovery, just some inspirational things, all kinds of good stuff on there that you might enjoy or want to share with other people. And lastly, we're here to request that the mayor and city commission sign a resolution of support, if that's possible, for a sizable grant that FAN is applying to get, which will impact the EUP in particular, because we are choosing to, some of our policing agencies are choosing to adopt the Hope Not Handcuffs program, which is where this money comes from, actually, the grant money comes from. But ultimately, it will affect the entire UP if other communities elect to adopt the program. I prepared a list of things that we would like to see as a result of the grant, and I think everybody on the commission has that. But I have a few extras that I can pass into the audience if people would like to see. It's pretty involved, really, and I'll just kind of give a summary of it. The grant is centered around the adoption of Hope Not Handcuffs, a program which started in February of 2017. It started in Macomb County, and it was just a group of people who were working with FAN at the time who saw a need for such a program. It is similar to the Michigan State Police program, the Angel program. You may have heard of that, but it's become very popular in communities downstate and offers more in the way of individual, family, and community support. As you can see from the paper that I gave you that details it, is a comprehensive program which has attached to it the provision for peer coaches, family coaches, and follow-up care for the individual once he or she is out of treatment or out of jail. This connection has been shown to be vital in helping the recovery process. There is a trust component that may be lacking in the Angel program that now exists, and this hopefully will get past that and have more people asking for treatment. As the program continues to grow, it's receiving, this is Hope Not Handcuffs, as it continues to grow, it's receiving national attention, and FAN is actually getting requests to implement the program in other states now. There's value in working with community agencies to not only get the word out about the program, which we can do with the money provided in the grant, but also with being able to provide jobs. I mean, there are jobs attached to this, and a decent wage for those who will administer the grant, a regional coordinator, those wanting to help as peer and recovery coaches, or in positions that require more than just a volunteer to be effective. We also ask that a section of the grant address providing sober events for our young people. So we might be proactive in promoting activities that don't equate a good time with substance use. I recently put a little thing out on the Sioux Rants and Raves there, and I almost thought I was going to, you fear putting anything out there because you might get laughed right off or whatever. And I just said, it seems like we need to do that. We need to promote these sober events and make kids aware that you can have a good time without substance use. And like I said, I thought I was going to get laughed right off there, but I didn't. It was amazing, the people who responded and really wanted to see such a thing happen. So anyway, we have an opportunity to bring much more in the way of resources to the community through this grant, partner with other agencies to provide services where they might need assistance. So if one agency has a grant but perhaps can't fund a certain event or a certain need, then perhaps we can partner with them to help fill that hole. And then also, we have the ability with this money, it's a $750,000 grant. So we will have the ability to pay people to provide the necessary services that would go along with this program and provide a decent wage for doing that. So we're here to ask the city of Sault Ste. Marie for a resolution of support to help FAN bring this to our community. Judge Linda Davis said she is welcome, or she would welcome any questions that you might have, and she said she'd be available for you to call tonight, right now, if you wanted to.
Thanks.
I think Commissioner Talentino said he had already spoken to her about different things. So anyway, if you can see fit to give us a resolution of support, we'd very much appreciate that.
Thank you, Lynn, and certainly, there might be some questions, but it sounds like a great program. I know you made the presentation a while back, and we hadn't gotten it off the ground yet, I don't think, but now you have some money. I guess I got a couple of questions. What happens after 2 years when the money goes away and you've hired a number of folks? Is the Hope for Handcuffs, do they continue the process, or
Well, I hope we're going to be such a success that that grant will be renewed, but.
It can be renewed?
But I don't feel like I'm the person that you should ask that, Mayor Boss, because I really don't know what happens.
After 2 years?
In my mind, it's going to be so successful that it'll just
I know. This
be
is,
renewed. So.
okay, thank you. There's no real people in the audience that are going to discuss. This is the commission's time. So my question before was if you had a question during an agenda item, then you can make a comment. Is the lady that's raising her hand, is she with you? Or she have a?
Oh, no, I
Or-
don't
Oh,
think so.
okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay, but the commission's going to discuss it at this point? Okay. Did you want to just ask a question, or did you have a statement to make?
I have a statement to make, brief,
Okay,
very brief.
come on up. Sure, and it's a great program. I don't think there's any problem with I think it'll happen tonight, the letter of support certainly, and we certainly wish that everything goes well for the folks, for sure.
Hi,
If you-
my name is
if
Christine
you-
Cadro. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Thank you.
And I've lived in the Sioux about 29 years. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and I've been sober 40 years. I am a teacher. I'm from Ann Arbor. I'm retired. And I also did a lot of work for the Washtenaw County Commission on Alcohol and Substance Abuse by lecturing at the medical school at University of Michigan, where I went to school. I've been involved with the tribe and working with substance abuse, and I do volunteer work, and I've done it for 7 years at the Salvation Army every morning, where I work with street people and addicts, and we're all best friends, and we help each other and pray for each other. And I just want to say, there's a lot of volunteers, like myself, that'll be willing to help out with something like this. I'd like an extra job, maybe just a little bit of pittance or, a Walmart card word or something, but I just wanted to say I'm here to volunteer, I'm here to lecture, and I'm here to hold people's hands. The concept of hands, hugs, not handcuffs, I'm not sure the correct title, has been something like that in Portugal since 2001, and the return of the people that go to jail, have HIV and drug problems is almost zero. So I'm here to help, and I just support it all the way. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your comments, and certainly thank you for your service, as well as many of the other volunteers that continue to make this community what it is. Commissioner Talentino.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I do want everybody in the commission to know, I did reach out to the executive director, Judge Linda Davis, today. She got right back in touch with me, and I was very frank and just very straightforward with her regarding some questions that I did have on this. One thing I was concerned about was our city liability. She said the city would have no liability. I asked her about city costs. She said the city would have no cost. So, there's a couple good, solid points right there that she brought up to me. I do like the idea that it will create jobs in the area. As you can see by the information sent to us, there's close to 80 partners now that are on the Hopes Not Handcuffs program. And I guess Traverse City is now on board on that as well. I like the idea of the peer coaching, the family coaching, I think is a big thing. I think that's one of the most important things on the program. So I like that the direction that this is headed in, I mean, we all hear about this issue nationally. We all know that we have this problem here. I think if we can use grant money to help people in our community, I think it's just nothing but a plus. I really do. And once again, the judge said if we have any questions, any concerns, anything, she's going to be here to help us get this figured out. She said in a year or two, if something is not working, we'll figure out a way to make it work. So I like it that somebody else is willing to bring their people in our community to implement something and work with us. And we need to work with them too is going to be the key thing on that. Like I said, she said if any of us commissioners, mayor, anybody wants to talk to her, I've got her phone number. Her number's in the packet. Just give her a call. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Baker.
Yeah, I'm excited and support this 100%. I went to the speaker, you guys, I forget the woman's name. She was really good up at Lake State, and she mentioned the Angels and talked about the hope for handcuffs. So I think this is a win-win for our community, and I'm excited to help in any way.
Commissioner Gary.
I agree, and it is a big problem, and we can't rely only on enforcement. That doesn't help the other side of the equation. So I think what you're doing is key, and I think we need more and more resources. And I make a motion that we
Letter support.
Yeah.
Support.
What was the actual spread resolution of support for the grant application?
Support.
Okay, it's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Commissioner Tuarte.
Just another comment. Yeah, it seems like 2 years ago, we were up at Lake Superior State when Linda Davis rolled this out. And I'm proud of you guys for moving forward and continuing to just push to try to get the money. Now, the $750,000, is that just for our area?
Initially, because we're the only area in the UP who has elected to adopt the Hope Not Handcuffs program, the money will be funded here. But if other communities elect to...
Lynn, if I could ask you the mic, the people at home can't hear what you're saying, so if you'd come to the mic again. Thanks.
Yeah, initially, the money will come here because we've elected to adopt Hope Not Handcuffs in our community. But if other communities in the UP do that, then some of that money will be funneled there as well. I believe Marquette has expressed an interest, but their fan group is not up and running at this time.
Okay.
So initially, those dollars will be coming here.
Okay, all right.
So,
Thank you. It's a great
Yep.
program, and
Thank
I
you.
believe that for the opioid epidemic, there needs to be other alternatives just to sending people to prison for that.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
appreciate all your hard work. You guys have a great chapter.
oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't go too far, Lynn. Commissioner Miller.
Are we going to adopt our own resolution of support, or are we just going to fix our name to what's in the packet here?
Whatever the wish of the commission.
Your motion?
There's a letter,
I saw the letter of support. I think it could be tweaked slightly by the acting city manager to fit our city's need.
if you need to talk to Lynn, she'd be more than happy
Yeah,
to help.
It was my understanding that you can tweak it, you know, to your group.
The city manager might reach out to you also.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be wonderful.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call, is it a roll call, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bosbus?
Yes,
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
motion carried, thank you. Item G is the city manager's report. Acting City Manager Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor Bosbus. Item 1 is authorization to waive sealed bids for the purchase of police portable radios, and Police Chief John Riley is going to present on this matter.
Okay. Evening, Chief.
Last year, our old police department 800 megahertz radios became obsolete at the end of the year. They still work, however, they can no longer be repaired. The parts are no longer made. We started a replacement program in the last fiscal year with the purchase of 8 radios and related equipment. Central Dispatch helped us out by paying for 4 radios and the equipment using federal Stone Garden grant funds. That saved the city $11,650. This year, we're looking at completing the other half of the purchase with 8 radios, related equipment, and the programming done by the state of Michigan. For the current fiscal year, the commission has approved $26,000 for this project, wrapping it up. Elcom Systems is the only authorized Motorola distributor in the Upper Peninsula. Motorola will not allow any other distributor to sell to us. And Elcom has submitted a quote for 8 Motorola APX 4,800 megahertz radios, 8 speaker microphones, 1 6-unit charger, and 1 single-unit charger in the amount of $23,301.04. The radios still need to be programmed with the state template. The state charges $200 per radio. And so what I'm requesting is that the commission move to waive the public notice and sealed bid requirements of the purchasing ordinance for the solicitation of bids for police portable radios and authorize the city manager to approve the purchase of 8 Motorola APX radios and related equipment and programming to Elcom Systems in the amount of $25,301.04.
Okay, thanks, Chief. There's 2 separate motions. One would be waiving the bid requirements. That requires a 7-0 vote, and then a separate motion on the actual item. So let's go to Commissioner Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for that presentation, Chief. Equipment like this is really important to keep you guys safe and keep the public safe. I'd like to make a motion to waive the public notice and sealed bid requirement of the purchasing ordinance for the solicitation of bids for police portable radios. Is that the
Support.
end- is that the end of
Yeah,
that
we're
one?
just going to waive the bids at this point, yeah?
Gotcha.
It's moved and supported. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Talentino?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bosbus?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Motion carried. Commissioner Miller?
I'd like to move to authorize the city manager to approve the purchase of 8 Motorola APX 4000 radios and related equipment to Elcom Systems in the amount of $25,301.04.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Are there any questions? Thanks, Chief. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bosbus?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item 2 under the city manager's report is award a bid for a 2019 Ford F-250 pickup with a Boss V plow for the Parks Department, and DPW Director Jim Morrow is going to present on this. Thank you.
Evening, Jim.
Good evening. To upgrade our rolling stock, this fiscal year, we budgeted for a new 3/4 ton truck pickup truck with a V-plow for the Parks Department. It's just a standard replacement of existing equipment, replacing a 1998 Chevy that we sold on Gov Deals for $500. So we got our money out of it. So, anyway, we wrote specs so so GM, Ford, and Dodge could all equally bid on it. And we received 3 bids on July 2nd. The first bid, the low bid, was from Bill Campbell, Signature Ford of Owasso. But the plow that they bid did not meet our specifications. They bid a steel plow, where we spec'd a poly plow, which seems to last longer, and it's lighter, and the snow falls off it better. Anyway, so we threw that bid out. The next lowest bid, meeting specifications, was Sioux Motors, which was $356 higher, but it met all of our specifications, and I am recommending that the City Commission approve that purchase.
Any questions of Jim? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Baker?
Make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2019 Ford F-250 pickup truck with a Boss V plow from Sioux Motors of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan for the price of $34,437, being the low bidder meeting specifications.
Support. It's been moved, supported. Any questions? Commissioner Miller?
I'm glad that mistake was made, because I like to see this go to Sioux Motors local. Thank you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Boswes?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, any item H? That concludes the city manager's report.
Yes, Your Honor.
Item H, status report. Do we have any status reports?
I would like to just add one to the status report. It's the 2019 Garden of the Year program. We are accepting applications for the Garden of the Year. They're either printed in the evening news, there's a fillable form on the city's website, or on the city's Facebook page, and the deadline for submissions is Friday, July 26th. And that's it, Your Honor.
Okay, excellent. Garden of the Year projects, those are always good, and I'd like to continue that. And weather's been great for gardens. We're now starting to get some warm weather, so we're enjoying that. Item I, matters presented by the public. Is there anyone in the audience who want to make a comment at this time? Yes, ma'am, and then we'll go to the fire chief.
Good evening. I'm Julia Antonison. I'm with the Chippewa County Family Project. I'm on the board. I was here 2 weeks ago and spoke with you guys along with Tracy Holt and Linda Buffet as well. We were asking for a pass-through for some 2% funding. I do want to inform you that we did find a pass-through through other means, which does better suit us. So I want to thank you guys for your time, for one, and for two, to announce that we are going to be planning a groundbreaking. We don't have a date set yet, but be sure to watch our page for a date, and then come on out if you want to join us too on that. But thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, and again, it's a great project, and I'm glad we didn't have to go through that process.
Right?
It would have been hard not to go ahead and do something, but just to protect the city's infrastructure and what we get from the Sioux tribe and how that is used is important. So we appreciate your a lot of effort on your part to get yourself someone that can accept that. So that's great.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Fire Chief Scott Labonte.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I would just like to formally invite everybody to a new program that the fire department, specifically the firefighters, are putting together, which we'd like to do on an annual or semi-annual basis, which we're starting with a golf scramble that'll be coming up on Saturday, August 10th. And this year's scramble will be to benefit a program that we feel is much needed here in the UP, northern lower Michigan, so on and so forth, would be an honor guard. As you know, back a few months back here in middle of spring, we lost one of our very own firefighters, and in order to give that person the send-off they deserved, we had to reach out to Lansing Fire Department. We had to reach out to the National Guard, which all of them were very, very, very helpful, but there's nothing locally. And the firefighters decided that they would like to put together an honor guard that would serve a lot of the UP, the northern lower peninsula, for instances such as funerals and other things. You might see in parades, you might see, honor guards at, hockey games, whatever it may be. I think it's a really good chance for our fire department to represent the city and show a lot of pride for what they do. As you can see, each golfer, $70. We're going to have 4-person teams to be for 18 holes. And for that $70, not only do you get a cart, but also a steak dinner. There will also be lots of raffle prizes, other prizes such as closest to the pin, longest drive, and also we got a car sponsored by Sioux Motors for a hole-in-one. So lots of cool and exciting stuff to do here. If you'd like to take part in it, you'll see on the back there is a registration form. We encourage everybody to come out and play, or pass it on to somebody you know that likes to play golf, and I think it's going to be a really great time. So.
Well, thank you, Scott, and certainly it's a great event. I've managed to organize a few of those in my time. I certainly would have liked to have been part of a team, but I have a wedding that day of family, cousins, daughters getting married, so
Totally
I won't be able to, but I would certainly give you a donation.
I appreciate that. Thank you
No,
very
good
much,
luck.
sir.
It's a good idea. The honor guard that you folks put together for Mike Rader was excellent.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. I'll pass
great.
that along.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. Anyone else? Okay, moving on to item J, matters presented by the City Commission. Let me just speak just briefly on the 4th of July celebration and the parade. Great weather. Thank the organizers of the parade. I think it was Chamber of Commerce. A lot of activity downtown. The fireworks were especially one right after the other in the grand finale. It was a lot of people in the park area. Just a great time. Everybody was safe, I understand, so really appreciate it. Again, just a great celebration. I think Commissioner Gary want to talk a little bit about past weekend, Gus Macker that was in town.
Just wanted to say thanks and congratulations to Mary Jo Duvall and the Superior Health Support System and Blue Devils Basketball for a very well-done event. I don't know how many they've done. How many
140
running?
some teams.
Yeah, and there were over 130 teams.
Yeah.
And I think it was action-packed all weekend. I know saw some of the commissioners there, and it was perfect weather and really a perfect venue. So congratulations to them on all of their work. I can't even imagine how many volunteers they had to have with all the referees
And just put
all
up
the
the,
events
just put up
going on. So great
all
job.
the baskets and.
And then when you're down in Portage and on Ashman, those nights, you can see the kids and the families walking around. So it's big impact. So
Yes.
great job.
Okay. I'll tell you, I talked with Linda Hoth earlier today, and the not this weekend, but next weekend, must be the 20th. No, the 27th. God, no, July's already the 15th. The fishing tournament will be in town. So far, there's 140 boats registered. Won't be quite as large as the national tournament that was here just a couple of weeks ago, but and she was saying the impact on the Back to the Bricks, the car show that was here, was astronomical numbers on the amount of economic impact, and also the fishing tournament. So I think she plans to be here maybe the first week in August, or the first meeting in August, to just report what those mean to the community, because it's a tremendous amount of money that everything brings in, all those activities. Okay. Anyone else? Let's go to Commissioner Miller first. I'm sorry, not Miller. Commissioner Collins. See, it just helps to mention your name.
I just wanted to make a comment about the police and fire pension minutes that were out there. It's interesting to me that that's one of the major things that we have dealt with as far as that we wanted to turn around. That was something that we were dealing with. And when I read through the minutes, it's really apparent that the board members are taking a more active role. Commissioner Torti actually made that comment in the minutes, so I definitely support that. If you look at the rate of return that they have going into this year, definitely where we want to be. The questions that the board members are asking, phenomenal questions. The board member Bogar asked about whether or not there were master limited partnerships involved or real estate investment trusts. Great questions for the fixed income side. Financial Officer Collins had made comments about the fixed income and the impact on the fixed income and what types of fixed income we're using. And the management people that we have in place, I forget their names, but definitely a good choice as far as I can tell. So I just wanted to basically voice my support for the fact that I think that they're doing a really good job.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baker.
Yeah, just lots of stuff going on between 4th of July, tons of people downtown, in the Macker and Lake State helped out with a lot of the reffing, and they were hilarious. Those guys are super funny, so thanks to them. And Ashman Alive, too, this past Thursday downtown. They're going to be doing it every Thursday. Go out and support these businesses that are staying open late and kind of just having a good time downtown. It was pretty funny seeing our DDA director in his hot dog costume and his accordion, recruiting people to go into stores and stuff, and seeing the new places that have opened up from Austin's Oak to the Foundry, and you know, Fat Closet's down there too. She had tons of stuff going on. So thanks to all those businesses, and make sure you check them out this Thursday.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Twardy.
Well, and he can play that accordion too.
Yeah.
Which, who knew Justin Knepper could play the accordion, but anyway, I just wanted to tell a funny little story about our fireworks, which I thought were phenomenal this year, but my brother-in-law, who grew up downstate, constantly poo-poos our fireworks, has never been, and my sister made him stay this year, and at the end of it, he said, okay. He goes, you were right, they do a really good job here for what a small town we are. So he was pretty impressed. So we turned around an old downstate boy. So
That's always good.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to Commissioner Gary.
Seems a little early for this,
Yeah.
but I'd make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.